And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Today we're taking a look at Visualize. Now Visualize came out in 2003, 9 years ago. And so, once a week I try to take a look at an older game, a game that I still have and still enjoy, and today Visualize is that game. Visualize is a party game, but it's almost more of a thinking / debate game. You'll have to see. Hang on, let me show you how to play the game, and then I'll tell you why I think what I do. Now what players are doing in Visualize is they're going to be trying to take a pair of dice and make a two-word phrase or a compound word, something common from the two dice. I've rolled some dice here, and I'm going to just say some phrases that I might see from some of these. Like, for example, here's a dress, and then that switch can go up, so I say this is dress up. And here we have a dog and a net, so I say dog catcher. Here I have nightclub. Over here, half brain. This one's easy. B4. Up here we have a key, and there's a guy grabbing a stick in that one, a baton, so I call this is a key grip. Here's an eye seeing, and there's a side of someone, so that's the C side. Here's a small tree and a big tree next to a bird, so big bird. And then here I have back spring. Now, those might not be accepted by all the other players, but that's what I might write down. What you do is the game comes with a small box, and so you're going to take all the dice and you're going to put them in this box. Okay, so once this box has a dice, you're going to take the box and you're going to roll the dice on the table. Now there's one more dice that you're going to roll, and this die will say fast play or slow play. Now fast play, when that plays, what you're going to do is you're going to look at all the dice that are on the table, and as soon as you see a pair of them, you're going to grab that pair off the table. So let's see here. Wow, okay, I'm not finding anything, so I'm looking. You probably have found something already. Let's see. Eyeliner. Maybe that wouldn't be accepted or not. And then I'll grab that. So people grab them as fast as they can. If the die says slow play, in that instance, what people do is they will start writing down as many as they can see, making as many different pairs, and they'll do that, of course, to the timer. When the timer runs out, you'll read them off one at a time. If someone else has the same answer as you, everybody crosses them off, and also people have to vote on whether your thing is correct or not. Now most things are pretty obvious. Like, remember I showed you the other ones, I showed you B4. No one's going to argue that, but someone might argue some of the ones that you do. And if that happens, then there's a vote to whether it's accepted or not. So you'll find that there's a decent amount of arguing in the game as to whether or not these dice make the phrases and words that you say that they do. Now these are really big, thick dice that have a pretty good weight to them, and the game comes with them. It also comes with a scoring pad, and it comes with sheets of paper that you will do to keep track of all the words that people have written down, and you just play a certain number of rounds, and whoever has the most points after a certain number of rounds is the winner. Or you can play to 20 points. That's what the rules say. Although we found that we just play a certain number of rounds, and that works better. In fact, when I play, I almost always play exclusively slow play, because fast play is good, but it's a very different game than the slow play. The reason I like Visualize, like I do with the thinking part of it, I love putting the two different dice together. There's so many different options, and every time I played the game, I'll sit there and I think hard, and I write them down, and then I look, and other players start reading off theirs, and I'm like, wow, that is such a good one. Then I say, that is such a moronic thing. There's no way those go together, and that's when the debates start. I have never played this game where a big debate didn't break out. And usually it's like 6 people against 2 people, or everybody against one person. He's like, no, those two guys, no, you can't pull that. And so that's why I call this a bit of a debate game, because that breaks out. Now, I mean, you keep it friendly and you keep it fun, and that can be a feature of the game. Putting the words together is an interesting feature also. I mean, it's just the things they picked in the dice were really well done. The dice are big and thick, and they're a lot of fun to roll because they're huge dice. The pictures are pretty easily seen across the table, and it's nice how some of the pictures can be used for anything. Like the eyeball one that I showed you could be used for eye, or it could be used for see, or pupil. I don't know if that would help at all, but there's different things that you can use, as long as you don't stretch it so far that it, strains the credibility of the two words you're putting together. So with all that being said, Visualize is an interesting game. As I said earlier, I like playing the slow play pretty much exclusively. Whenever I bring it out, I don't even bring out the die because the fast play can throw people off. Because when people are grabbing dice, it completely changes the feel of the game. Slow play brings it almost closer to a categories type atmosphere where everybody's writing things down, and I like that better. Although, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the rules as written either. So, anyway, this game I think is out of print. I haven't seen it in stores for a while, but if you can get a copy, they're certainly all over the place. This is one that you might even find at a thrift store. It's not a bad one to pick up. Visualize.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find the latest board game news at Dicetowernews.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Fun Again Games, the world's best game source. Fun Again Games has over 5,000 games available. Check them out at funagain.com.
Shut the door!
That's right. Shut it.
There.